important to you?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, they run the ball up the floor as well as anybody in America really makes misses. They're coming with a great flow, and I think they've got one of the best post players in the country in Davies. And I hadn't had a chance to watch Haas until the last few days, but he's as solid of a wing playmaker as there is in the game too. So, surrounded by a bunch of good basketball players. It's going to be a high-intensity, high-tempo kind of game, and all those kids play really hard. It's a pretty good style of basketball.
With a win like last night over Boise State, I mean, I looked at it as probably one of the top 7 big wins that the conference has had in the preseason. Kind of feel like you're earning your keep in the conference?
Oh, no, not really. I mean, I'm thinking more about our team. It was a good win for our team. There was a lot of emotion, I thought, in the building last night. And, it's the same thing that we've always talked about. We play with a chip on our shoulders a little bit. We're the underdog. We were picked last. So we don't feel like Utah's, our position right now is to try to represent the league and give any boost to the league. It was a good non-conference win, but beyond that, we don't probably want to make it more than that.
Talk about the emotion. Have you seen it kind of carry over into today, or has there been kind of drop off?
We didn't go as live today. The legs, I think, are important for our guys. We did a lot of teaching. We cleaned up some of the things that we didn't do very well last night. We only went probably 30-40 minutes live at the start of practice, and then we got into about an hour we did a lot of shooting and talking. So it's, at that point in the season, we're just finishing a stretch where we played 7 games in just over 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, going back to the tournament. So I think rest is important. After Saturday's game, we'll have 10 days between, and then maybe get after it a little bit more. But we have to be careful. We got some guys sick and some guys beat up, and we'll bring it. We'll have some energy again, but not necessarily the practice the day after.
How important is it for these guys to try to make somebody else other than Halsey Davies?
Well, I mean, those guys are going to get a lot of touches. They shoot a lot of their field goals, a lot of their attempts and high percentages of the team's points. But I'm not, we're not going to dare any of those other guys. There's some guys in the wings that are kind of waiting to, Zylstra, I think, and Carlino, and those guys are really high-powered guards as well. So we can't, a little bit like Boise, where there's a lot of pieces to the puzzle. There's some key characters, obviously, but it's more about just staying fundamental with our team defense and just trying to play solid at all 5 spots.
Does it feel like a rivalry game's on the horizon, or with a lot of new guys on the team, does it just feel like another game?
No, it's not another game. It's going to be it's a special game. It means a lot within our state. We understand, the kind of environment that it's going to be, and it draws a little bit more attention than a regular game. But at the end of the day, you still have to focus on doing what you do, and not overplan or get too hyped up about it before the fact. I think when we walk in that arena with that crowd, it'll be honest that there's a lot riding, but the preparation leading up to that is probably the same as any game.
Coach, you've had a couple of guys step up the last couple of games, Wash and Glendine now last night offensively. How do you keep them going on that role, and how important is it for guys like that to do?
Well, I think it's I think you need to have multiple weapons to be successful, and we've got some guys, obviously, that are going to be at the top of the other team's scouting report, but I think we've got some key guys in some of those secondary roles in terms of the statistics that are capable of having big nights. And last night, I was really pleased with the way we moved the ball. We had 20 assists and 27 field goals. It was a big extra night pass for us, and that's, I think, really contagious. If we can get that going, there's nobody that I don't want taking an open shot on our team. And it's a fun way to play where you don't have one guy that's trying to do it all and everybody else is watching. And we're just going to keep trying to build on that.
There was some intensity in the Boise State game that I haven't seen from a Utah basketball team in quite some time. I mean, there was some chippiness. There was guys coming to their teammates' aid and a little trash talking, and it was kind of nice to see that chip. Is that something that you've been instilling in the team, or you feel like it's been growing within them?
No, I think we're pretty darn close as a team, you know. And it's we talk about it being a family here. Some of this basketball for some guys is very much a family because they're far away from home, and you know, a lot of times you have what you would with a group of 16 brothers. There's going to be plenty of infighting, but at the end of the day, you know, the classic story where I've got 3 boys at home, they're beating the crap out of each other, but it's fun when you find out that somebody's trying to pick on somebody in the school yard, and then you find out who your support staff is. We're not going to be an enforcing kind of team, but certainly we're going to try to stand up for ourselves. And you know, in a game like that with some emotion in the building and frustration, kind of presents an opportunity to maybe lose your composure. But I've reminded our guys late that we didn't need anything crazy happening. We just needed to keep fighting the fight that we were fighting. But I think you can expect to see that out of our guys. We've got each other's backs.
For you, how good did that win feel after last year? One of the many lows of that season, getting beaten up pretty badly by Boise up in Idaho. How good did it feel?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think about it feeling good because of what happened last year as much as I just, you know, I liked the energy that was in the building. I thought the crowd brought us a nice boost, and you know, on the occasion that it was nice to come out and play focused. I thought we played, you know, you talk about playing hard and smart and together, and usually if you can get 2 of those 3 categories in any game, a lot of times if you're playing harder and maybe you played more together, which I knew we did last night. We were, you know, the ball was moving. We got those 2. We didn't always play smart at times, but you know, that's the big thing for us. It's about now. It's not about what happened a year ago or 10 years ago or anything like that.
AD looked comfortable out there for the first time.
I would agree. You know, I thought the first few days that he was back, he just wasn't quite there, and that's normal. I mean, you'd be a professional athlete or a grade school or high school, whatever level you are, when you're away from it for that long. There's that. It's just a given that there's going to be some rust on. He seems like he's back and ready to go. I don't see the little hitch in his gait anymore, and he just seems comfortable. He's getting more elevation.
You know, that one post-up that he had on the out of bounds where he scored, you alluded to that early in the season, even before he got hurt, he's that kind of guy who can kind of be a power post-up guard. I mean,
yeah.
Is that something that just kind of adds a little more of a connection?
I mean, he's the one guy, I think, on our squad right now at the 3 spot that is a real viable post-up candidate. A lot of the stuff that we run involves a 3-man getting to the block, but we've never really taken a true look at him. And I think now with certain matchups, we have a chance of getting the ball down there, and he can make good plays. He can get to the rim, and he can pass out of that. So that's something that we're going to maybe add, you know, have a few more elements to our package.